He'd told me we were doomed from the start, and that he'd miss Seth, the only family he admitted he had. Well, besides the fake Maya, who had to be a daimona in disguise. There was no way in hell she was real. He was such a fucking idiot for falling for it. A growl rumbled from my chest, causing Milo and Seth's heads to swing my way, their blue eyes searching the area in front of me for danger. Unfortunately, the danger I faced right now was a mental one. I had told my third fated mate that I would never give him another chance if he allowed us to be outlawed. And damn it if the thought of that didn't fracture my soul and distract me from what I should be focused on. I wasn't sad. I was angry. We were supposed to be fated mates. Rejection should have never been an option to his soul. Yet here we were, denying the one blessing that shifters sometimes waited their entire lives hoping to find. One day he'd wake up and realize how much he lost. He'd come back to us and expect me to give him another chance, because that's what I've done countless times now. But whenever that day comes, I'll smile in his face and let him know I'm not the same girl anymore. I won't allow anyone to take advantage of my forgiving nature, and he'd had one too many chances already. My gaze darted around as a faint smell of sulfur assaulted my nose, reminding me of the putrid smell of the daimona. My heart splintered at the thought of how many shifters had been unwillingly turned into daimona. We had slaughtered many and captured and tortured a few over the years, all in hopes that we could save our pack. Turns out the Alpha was playing the long game and pulling strings on both sides of this war, and no one had suspected the extent of his deception. A few elders had held a healthy dose of fear for him, though, mainly Seneca and Nicholas. Just thinking of the shifters who'd shown me kindness and support made tears brim in my eyes, obscuring the forest around me. "Kira, you must focus. There will be time to grieve later." Lux took control, shaking our head and the tears away with the motion. She was right. If I was distracted now, it could mean that none of us made it out of here. At least I had mental peace in knowing that the infection from the daimona wounds hadn't taken over Seneca and Nicholas. They had been able to pass into the afterlife together, untainted by the darkness. The scent of sulfur increased to the point where it was suffocating. With our heightened senses, it was so overwhelming I couldn't pinpoint which direction it came from. It seeped through the forest, as if a large pack of daimona surrounded us from all angles. Growls came from every direction as I swung my head around, trying to predict which place that would come from. My heart pounded within my chest. Was this the extent of our journey? No, I wouldn't allow that. Branches on the forest floor cracked as they closed in, but taking their time as if stalking their prey to get as close as possible, not making bolting away an option with the proximity. I let out a snarl and growl, challenging them to show themselves as my hackles rose, prepared to fight them tooth and nail. We wouldn't go down here. For a moment everything went eerily quiet, and all I heard was my own heartbeat. No birds or animals lingered, other than us and the daimona. Bracing myself for what was sure to be an onslaught, adrenaline and a healthy dose of fear coursed through me in an inferno, causing my powers to surge in defense. Blue flames ignited around us, engulfing the three of us in a protective barrier, just as the first wave of daimona showed themselves on the edges of the path we were on. "Let's go, motherfuckers!" Pouring from the foliage around us, their own flames burned brightly in their eyes as they raced towards us, their charred bodies blending in with the shadows of the forest. They threw themselves into the barrier, causing me to falter as I struggled to keep it erect. My stomach churned with their overwhelming sulfur odor being just a foot away. A deep rumble came from both of my mates at the back as they snapped their jaws at the daimona on the other side of my flames. "Funnel everything you have into this barrier. It's our only chance." Doing as Lux instructed, I let my power course through us like a caged animal, finally set free into the wild. It consumed every cell, nerve, and fiber of our being, claiming this body as its own, but also recognizing that I still controlled it. The bright blue flames surged higher, protecting us as far as 10 feet into the air. I watched in complete awe as flaming wolf spirits came to life, running out of the flames in almost corporeal forms, heading directly towards the oncoming daimona. I felt a piece of myself run away with them, as if they carried my